Step 1. We will begin the Seder with Kadesh, making Kiddush, sanctifying the holy day, and thank Hashem for bringing us to celebrate this occasion. During the Seder, a total of 4 cups of wine are consumed. It is customary for each person's cup to be filled by another participant. We drink the cups reclining on our left side, again to symbolize the luxury. Step 2. Orchatz, washing the hands. In the kitchen, fill a basin cup or a large cup with water. Pour water 3 times on your right hand, then 3 times on your left hand. Don't say the bracha on washing your hands. Step 3. Karpas, a vegetable dipped in salt water. Each participant takes a small piece of vegetable, dips it into the salt water, and then says the blessing on a produce that is grown from the earth. There are 3 important notes to keep in mind at this time. By keeping our concentration, we keep our hands clean long enough to eat the vegetable. Have in mind the maror, the bitter herb which will be eaten later. It is preferable to eat only a small amount, less than the volume of half an egg. Step 4. Yachatz, breaking the middle matzah. Break the middle matzah into 2 parts. The bigger half is now set aside and will be used as the afikomen, the matzah eaten at the end of the Seder. The leader hides it while the children are not looking, and they search for it later. The one who finds it then gets a present. Step 5. Magid, telling the story. This is the core of the Seder, to speak about the Exodus from Egypt. As it says in the Haggadah, each person should see him or herself as having personally experienced the Exodus and having the duty to pass this knowledge on to the next generation. The blessing of the wine is recited, and the second cup of wine is drunk while reclining to our left. Step 6. Rachsa, washing the hands. We wash our hands before eating the Seder meal. This time we say the blessing. It is important not to speak from now through Korach, the sandwich of matzah and maror. Step 7. Motzi, the blessing of the matzah. The leader of the Seder lifts all 3 matzot and says the bracha for eating bread. Step 8. Matzah, eating the matzah. The leader sets down the bottom matzah, keeping the top 2, and says a second blessing on the commandment to eat matzah. This, like Magid, is a special commandment which can only be performed on the Seder night. Each person receives a small piece of each of the top 2 matzot, plus additional matzah to make up the volume of an egg. This should be eaten while reclining on the left side. Step 9. Maror, eating the bitter herb. Each person receives an amount of maror, the bitter herb, to make up half the volume of an egg. The leader dips the maror in the charoset, shakes off the charoset, and then says the bracha on the commandment to eat the maror. This blessing also applies to the next step. The maror is eaten without reclining. Step 10. Korach, the sandwich of matzah and maror. Each person receives a small piece of the bottom matzah, plus an additional matzah to make up half the volume of an egg, and the same volume of maror. The sandwich of matzah and maror is then dipped in the choroset. We eat the sandwich while reclining to our left. Step 11. The shulchan orach, the prepared table. Enjoy the festive meal. Remember, though, that the commandment to speak about the Exodus continues throughout the night. It is customary to sing holiday songs, discuss commentaries, and speak further about the Exodus. Keep in mind, also, that the afikomen should be eaten while one still has an appetite. Step 12. Tzafun, eating the hidden afikomen. The hidden afikomen is found, or recovered, and each participant receives a piece from it, an additional matzah to make up half the volume of an egg, or a full volume of an egg according to some opinions. This should be eaten all at once while reclining to your left. Step 13. Barach, the blessing after meals. After pouring the third cup of wine, we recite grace after meals. We then drink the cup while reclining to our left. A special cup is poured to welcome Eliyahu the prophet, and the front door is opened. The fourth and final cup of wine is poured. Some have the custom to distribute Eliyahu's cup among the participants. Step 14. Hallel, singing his praises. We say or sing the Hallel, recited on holidays along with additional praises, as we close the Seder. We then say the blessing over the wine, drink the fourth cup while reclining to our left, and say the blessing after drinking wine. Step 15. Nirtzah, acceptance of our Seder. We recite a paragraph in which we pray for the privilege of performing the full Passover service next year in Jerusalem. Then we sing several additional songs of praise composed for the holiday, which concludes the Seder. Indeed, next year in Jerusalem.